Welcome students. My name Dr. Shanmugam. We are going to study today's customer retention. Why focus on customer retention? Most of the organization they are focusing towards the customer retention. Why? What is the reason? So generally it may be a product or it may be a service, whatever it may be. So the certain reasons are there. That is service encounter failures. Number one, inconvenience. Number two, response to failed services. Number three, pricing. Number four, competition. Number five, ethical concern. Involuntary switching. Then other factors are so many personal factors are there. Perception factors also plays a vital role. Customer retention tactics. Under this, number one, image or promotion. Community service. So generally, nowadays the organization will go for the corporate social responsibilities. Each and every product or service, they have a theme with the corporate social responsibilities. So community service. Next will be the direct mailing to the customers. Then educational offerings and then integrated marketing communication. So integrated marketing communication, every promotional aspects will be, even social media will be included nowadays. Then newsletters, regular customer contacts, informational materials like the brochures, then websites. These are all the things will be coming under the image and promotion. And then service quality, continuous quality initiatives. So every organization will be going for the total quality management. So the total quality management is nothing but continuous improvement will be there. Strive for the excellence. Then convenience to the customer service training also. So they are giving training to the employees as well as the customers also at the time of demo when they are doing the things, demonstrating that customers are highly valued. So highly technical products they are giving a demonstration also. Then mystery shopping, customer representatives, and then ombudsman, service failure training, smile, treat customers as family. So these are all the service quality factors using for the tactics. A customer value or retention model. The customer value retention model offer a good way of explaining the key relationship among the core elements that create value in an organization. So how they are creating a customer value? So in this aspects, they have to make a positioning their product or services. Based on the positioning the product, to whom they are positioning, that is the target customers. When they are making the target customer, they have to segment the customers. So the product should be based on the benefit segmentation or based on the behavioral aspects or based on the demographic, or they are going for the mass production systems, whatever it may be comes under, how they are creating a value to the customers. Next, the retention model. Customer value is built through the proper mix of SQIP, that is service, quality, image, price, elements that attracts and keep customers. So the value purely based on service, quality, image and price. Customer value and retention model. So generally this taken from the source of Weinstein Johnson 2003. The model shows customer value leads to customer attraction, leads to shareholder value, and then customer value leads to customer retention, leads to shareholder value, and then customer value leads to, and then the customer satisfaction leads to loyalty, leads to business performance, leads to share value. So here everything will be the two-way communication, reciprocation will be there. Each and every stage they will get the feedback, whether their customers are satisfied or not. If not satisfied, they never be loyal to the organization. If they are not loyal, then ultimately it will affect the business performance and then it will affect the shareholder value. So the reciprocation should be made. So let's see one by one. So application of the retention model. First, the key variable and the relationship to one another are clarified to one another or clarified audience to management. So what are all the key variables to maintain the relationship? So the previous model we discussed also about second, it stretches a long-term relationship, that is retaining the customer, but still realizes that customer defection and attrition will occur, so customer attraction must remain a priority. So majority 20% only they retain the 20% only they will retain, they are loyal. The remaining 80% may defection may comes. What are the reasons for the defection? Maybe there are so many reasons in the we discussed the service failures. So if any one factors will affect the customer, then ultimately the customer defection may happens. Then the attritions, they will switch over to other brand. So these are the two reasons. So but the companies will be always giving the priority for retaining the customer. The third, the model is interfunctional and systematic. It ties marketing objectives to the big picture, the financial situations. So the objective, what is the main thing objective of the things? So to run the business in a profit, to get the return on investment, to reach the customers, to retain the customers, and then what is the affordability, financial stability of the organization. Fourth, feedback loops also depicted in the customer value or retention. So some of the companies, they are keep on getting the feedbacks from the customers. Why the company is going always collecting the feedback? So due to the COVID also, and then ultimately most of the aviation industries, they are insisting the customers to give the feedback whether the journey is safe, whether the air service, whether the crew members will be supporting or not, whether the crew was sanitized or not, whether the precaution should be given, whether the safety kits was given to the passengers or not. So the entire thing they will get the feedback. So based on the feedback only they can improve their services also, they can satisfy the customers. Why there is a need to satisfy the customer to retain? So that is the main thing. And then customer satisfaction, loyalty and retention model. Customer satisfaction, loyalty and retention. If a customer is highly satisfied, then ultimately the retention factors are there. So he is very loyal, highly loyal. If the customer is satisfied, there are two things will be there. He may be retained or he may defect also, chances are there, but he should be loyal. Then dissatisfied customers, definitely they may defect and then they are disloyal. So based on this and this dissatisfied, so ultimately the switches are more and more. They will go for the trial and use for the product or services. If they satisfied, they'll go for purchase repeated. If not, they will defect. They will choose switch over to the other brand. Relationship groups based on the classification of customer loyalty segment. Under this, there are two things are there. In x-axis projected loyalty, in y-axis projected profitability. So there is a relationship between the loyalty and the profitability. If the customer is profitable, how he is profitable, and then how he is loyalty. So let's see it can be classified into number 1 butterfly, number 2 true friends, number 3 strangers, number 4 barnacles. So based on this, low, high, the lower end will be the low if it is the projected loyalty low, and then if it is the projected loyalty high. And then here the projected profitability, the lower end will be the low and then the higher end will be the high. Based on this, suppose for example, there are two things will be there. One will be the transaction and then second will be the relationship. So based on the transaction, butterflies and strangers are there. Based on the relationship, true friends and barnacles are there. So if a customer is highly is very low, and then a very low profitability. So loyalty is very low, and then loyalty will be where profitability will be very low. Then we may call it as a strangers. So when the strangers, what are the factors are coming under the strangers? So they are very they are very little fit with the customer relationship. Then they are creating a lowest profit potential and makes no investment again, and then maximum transaction profit are there. So these are all the factors will be coming under the strangers. If the if the projected loyalty is very low, and then their potential profitability is very high, we may call it as a butterflies. So here the transaction is more. So they are good fit, and then high profit potential, transaction should be satisfied, and then milk active accounts, and then cease investing. So these are all the factors will be coming under the butterflies. And then if the projected loyalty is very high, and then the potential profit is very low, then we may call as barnacles. Under these barnacles, they are limited fit, low profit potential, they will stay for some time, and then measure size and share of wallet from the customers, low share, up and cross sell. They will stay for small time or little amount. So for that reason, the cross sell as well as the upselling will be there. Small wallet, strict cost control. These are all the factors will be coming under the barnacles. If the projected loyalty is very high, if the potential profitable is very high, then we may call it as a true friends. Under this true friends, it is highly appreciable and good fit, based profit potential, consistent communication, attitudinal and behavioral loyalty. So they will be coming under the attitudinal. They never be go for the other products. They never thought of also, and then even they are not price sensitive also, and then they are giving more customer more inputs to the organization how to improve their things also, and then delight the customers. So these are all the things will be coming under the classification of customer loyal segments. Then customer retention strategies. Under this customer retention strategies, so there are many strategies are there, but the important one will be the questionnaire and survey. So every organization through the consultancy or by their own research and development through their department, so they will go for the survey about the products or the services, customer survey, whether they are satisfied or not. So if they are not satisfied, where they have to improve, where they stand. So based on the analysis also, they can capture the audience attention also, and then the regular reviews also about the customer reviews. Maybe the some organized going for the star rating also, some are going for the point rating also, 5 star, 3 star, 2 star, or like that the 10 points will be given like that. So it is purely based on to adapt it to the needs and capture your audience attention, and then overcome by bias remorse. So this is also will be happen. Then the loyalty programs will be devising, like online retail showrooms are giving the gold coins offer, giving the business points, giving the target points, the business points, whatever it may be, and then personal touches also, how they are how they are emotionally bonded with the customers, then premiums, gifts. So these are all the key strategies to retain a customer for a long time, and then implementations of customer retention. So when an organization, when they are going for attrition will be there, when we are talking about the attrition, when you are talking about the churn rate, when we are talking about the customer defection, then ultimately what is the major solution for the attrition, for the defection, for the churn rate? Only the retention. So for that retention, they have to devise a plan how they are going to implement to retain the customers. So under this, the number one will be the retaining your customer, the current customers. There are two things will be there. So the number one will be the retaining your current customer. Number two will be the getting back your last customers. So under the retaining your current customers, what are all the strategies they are going to adapt? What are the policies they are going to implement? Number one will be the create engaging content. Under this, every organization they will be creating a blog, so creating a YouTube channel and then even a podcast also, but talk about the things that matter to your customers. So for example, in the blogs, in the communities, like for example Apple, Nokia, Samsung, they will be having a creating a blog also. In that blogs the customer reviews, opinions, everything will be shared also. And then build a social communities, connect with the people who talk about your brand. So most of the organization through the Facebook nowadays, the Instagrams will be more and more create a more and more value than the social medias also. People prefer more and more Instagrams also. So then and then they will be feeding their comments also. And then reward customer loyalties also. Appreciate your loyal customers in cash or kind. Sometimes cashback policy will be adapted sometimes, so they can whatever the cash accumulation, whatever the points there, that will be converted into cash. They can purchase the product, anything, whatever the amount. So and then listen to the voice of your customers. Very important to retain the customers. Whatever the valuable feedbacks given by the customer, that has to be taken into consideration. Then they have to redesign the things. So this is the way how to implement for retaining the current customers and then getting back your lost customer. If an organization they lose their customer defections, then how they can get. So ask them why they left. What is the reason? So most of the banking industries and telecommunication industries, they will be keep on conducting a survey, keep on contacting with the customers, those who lost, then what is the reason they left the organization, they left their companies. They have to analyze and then they have to improve and then they get back their organization. Incentives their return. So give them a reason strong enough to a return, like the insurance policies. Most of the insurance, they are giving an incentives for the returning back of the customers. Provide social proof. Use customer testimonials to win back other customers. Normally the herbal care, so like a personal care products like Ashwini hair oil, then there are more fragrance and then creams, facial creams. So Fair and Lovely, Fair, these are the companies will be using a customer as a testimonial, and then they have to again they are keep on giving their promotions, give on creating an awareness how they get how they improve their things. Ultimately, the customer will be getting back. They are winning their backing the customers to their products or services. Be genuinely helpful. Share a helpful resource you come across with your clients, how they are helping. For example, the hotel industries, that is hospitality industries, healthcare sectors, they are always helpful to the customers. So these are all the ways, these are all the strategies they are implementing to get back the customers. So this is all for today's class. Thank you.